Well, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to A Dairyman's Diary with me, Frank, your humble host. I do hope you're doing very, very well indeed. You joined me today as I've just been talking to the chaps who own that truck on what is, well, it's not a great day. As I mentioned, it has been a while since we were last having a blog with you all to keep you up to date with everything on the farm, and there's a very good reason for that. Over the course of the last month or so, we've been dealing with quite a lot of shocking news, quite a lot of difficult news to swallow, difficult times to process, and we're going to kind of fill you in with what that looks like. We are the gentlemen who were in that truck there are actually evaluators, and they're here trying to put a value to the current chicken enterprise that we have. And why is the main question I hear you ask with regards to that, and it's very simple. This is one of the final steps that we're taking to evaluate the farm business as a whole, and it's one of the very final steps in a very tumultuous and stressful month. A month that's seen my farming business almost ripped out from underneath me. A month that's seen the government come in and strong arm me out of the area my family has worked and lived in and farmed for near on 50 years now. And it's all in aid of their aspirations, really, so they can to build more houses and to even install a train line, could you believe? So effectively, myself and my wife, we're looking for a new home. We're being forced out of Meadow Grove. We are being forced to sell Meadow Grove Farm. And everything that goes with it, really, at the moment. The government are going to be buying out my land and buildings under what is known as the compulsory land purchase order, something that I can't really control, and it's kind of labeled as being an order or ruling that is designed to aid the economy and the government's best interests. Unfortunately, it does mean that I am being sold out of my land without having the ability to sell it myself, without having the ability to open it up to a free market there and to get the best market price going. So there's a lot of different things that's going to happen here. I'd say probably inside the next 30 days or so, the government are going to actually buy out my main buildings, and as a result as well, they're also going to force the cancellation of the lease on the extension land as well there. So really not going to leave me with much at all. I will be compensated, obviously. Not to the tune that perhaps we would like to be, but there will be compensation there. But all that to say, oh, is it going the wrong way here? We're just going to sell off. We got a trailer of eggs. This is why we're coming down to the dairy today. Probably one of the last loads of eggs from the business. But we're going to get these sold off, and then I'm going to come back and we'll continue to update you a bit further. Okay, then, so that's all done. Yeah, so as I was saying there, that's probably going to be the last load of eggs that we're going to sell. We are selling up the egg industry or enterprise that we have going here, the chicken enterprise, mainly because we don't know where we're going, and infrastructure is quite a serious undertaking where that is concerned, and I just don't know if we can actually bring that in. So we're going to kind of leave off on that for now. Everything has been harvested now. Like I said, it's been a month since we were last with you there, so we had to keep Roger coming back there. You can see this was a field of oilseed rape over the road. It didn't do too badly. It wasn't the best ever, but it didn't do too badly. Certainly we'll take it. With everything else that we have going on, we'll take it. And we'll worry about that later. Right up here. But yeah, at the moment, we are currently kind of evaluating a few different options that we have. We know that we need to find some new property. We need to find a new place to call home. There are a couple of viewings that I'm getting lined up for a couple of farms, which aren't too far away from here, about an hour away, and that because we want to stay in this area here. So we're looking at those, and hopefully we'll get an idea of what they look like in the next week or two. That's proven a little bit more tricky at the moment than than it would usually be to view things, what the current situation we find ourselves in. But yeah, we have a couple of viewings we're going to look into. I'm not going to say too much more on that at the moment because we're still waiting to see what they actually look like and see if they materialize. Because yeah, ultimately in the next 30 days we're going to be left with nothing but all of this here is going to be sold. It's not going to be mine anymore. All the equipment is still going to be mine. All the machinery still belongs to me and to the business. But I'm going to have nowhere to park it all. I'm going to have nowhere to store it all, nowhere to use it on either. So that's tricky. I'm going to have the cattle still, which I'm going to need to find a new home for. I have to be quite careful with that because I want to ensure that we can get them all moved over to the new property, wherever that might be, before the winter comes around, because I don't really want to move them in the winter. We need to make sure as well that we can have them all in, get them all inside as well there. So we need a lot of space for that. Let's just pull this thing into here. Cattle at the moment, though, they do seem quite happy here, but it's not nowhere near ideal, really, so we need to have a look into that one. Obviously, we've got all of our equipment here that we'd have to try and find an option for, or to find somewhere to store, or to even, if we are going to keep it all, we need to get it moved. It all has to come with this, so as you look around here, there's a lot. There is quite a lot of kit. I have all the land that we had in stubble that was about to go into a winter crop has just been left either in stubble or in its cultivated state. We're not touching it anymore. I'm not going to invest any more time or money into that one. We're not going to be able to reap the benefits from it. So that needs to be looked into. We do have grass available to us for grazing right now. And we do have silage bales, of which, again, all of the fodder around here, all the straw, the hay, all the silage, that all needs to be transported as well. So that's going to incur a huge cost for us to get that moved. But because of where we're going, there's not going to be a stock there. So we have to take it with us. There's no other choice. Which is why, ideally, if we can get closer than perhaps the closer the better, really, would be ideal, because then we don't have to, doesn't take us too long to do a single round trip. So that's kind of what we're looking into there, and the thought process there for sure. What I am going to do, I'm just going to back the old mass here. We're going to try and take all the machinery across with me, because we are going to need it all, like I say. It's our intention that we're going to obviously keep the dairy herd going, although we would have to, and we're going to have to look into contracts for the dairy there, see what that's going to be like. Push that back a little bit there. We're not quite sure what they're going to look like, but then we're going to have to try, because I don't think, we're going to try and suspend our current tender and see if we can pick that one back up if it's close enough when we get moved over. But we'll have to wait and see how that kind of works out. I am coming around the corner just to pick up a tractor, because we're going to go and do a little bit of muck carting, I think, right now. We will just use, you know what, let's just use the 66. We're going to use the 68 whilst it has nothing on the back, just to go and pick up that grain trailer that was blocking the fly tipping. Obviously right now I'm less inclined to worry about that fly tipping, because it's not going to be on my land anytime soon. I'm certainly not going to pay to get rid of it. But yeah, we are back to the livestock though. We are also looking into bringing some beef production back. Because we'll be able to have, we're going to have the cattle anyway, we're going to have a dry herd running alongside for some beef production, so we'll see how that goes, and yeah, looking forward to see how that kind of pans out for us all. So be interesting to see. We are trying to find land that will give us about the same acreage, although because a lot of it was leasehold around here, we're going to have to see if we can get it in with a purchase first, like with a freehold first, and then maybe get some tenant ground after that, but we'll have to wait and see. There's a lot in the works in terms of what's available and land costs and everything, so yeah, a lot to kind of figure out on that front. But it is certainly going to be, it's a troubling time, it's a tricky time, but we'll see. Ultimately we'll see how it goes. We do obviously have a small little slurry contracting business here as well, so we'll have to see how that pans out. It's likely going to be that we won't be able to uphold that in this region, because we could be a little bit too far away to drive to, but yeah, it's going to be another conversation for another day right there. Let's pick up the trailer over here. No wonder we're probably going to have to go back around through the field and come back out onto the other side there, I think, because obviously this is blocking in the gateway here. So we'll go and do that, and then we'll get this picked up and we'll head back on up to the yard to get a little bit of muck carting done for what could be one of the last few times. So as you can see, there's still a bit of maize in the ground. That's not quite ready to harvest, although it's drying out nicely. It's not too far away, actually. I'm trying to see if we can just get, if there's a nearby neighbor who wants to take that, or if there's a biogas plant that we can try and get that sold into, because yeah, we can't put clamp silage in. Ultimately, these buildings here in front of us are all going to get flattened at some point in the near future, so that's not going to work. So we'll need someone to take this on, and I am, unwilling to pay the contracting costs for that, because, well, I'm not going to have it in my pit anymore. So it's, yeah, that's going to be an interesting opportunity for somebody, and I need to see what I can do to get that taken care of. And we're going to just open this up. We're just going to go and cart this and dump it over there, actually, I think, for now, in that muck bin, just for now, get it out the way. I need a clean cattle shed for now. Yeah, it'll be, like I say, very interesting to see where that will go and what will happen with that. But yeah, just so disappointing that this has come to pass, that the government kind of forced this through here. We did put up a long, arduous fight for this because we didn't want to give up what we've worked so hard for. Really, we were about to start to redevelop some of the buildings around here, and I looked at putting an enclosed roof on the silage pit and adding a new building over there, but it just didn't. They forced it through before we could say yes to that. So. Which may be a good thing. We didn't lose any money. We didn't lose any. It didn't incur any sunk costs there, so that's good, I guess. But we're still a long way out. So we'll have to see what happens. I'm curious to see exactly what they try and build here. I know, like I mentioned, there's a high-speed train line coming in, or the plans are being approved right now for a train line to come through some of our land. And then the rest of it they wanted to put into housing development. So we will see. I'm not quite sure what that will look like, but hey ho, that's a conversation for a different day. One day it might be back once we're all set up. We never know. We might find an area that works even better for us. We might be able to get ourselves set up there and working and feel like this is a blessing in disguise. Right now it just seems like a real kick for the farm. So we'll have to wait and see. We've had to ride out quite a few issues here with storms recently and poor prices, milk prices across the board, and difficult issues with the agricultural economy. But I think this is just, yeah, this is very disappointing really. And we'll have to see what the future holds really, where we can take it from here. But yeah, that's without going too much further into it, that's roughly how we feel about it right now. But I'd love to know how you're all doing anyway. I know it's been a while since we last recorded here. I'd love to know how it's all going with yourself there and where you're working and what you're getting up to. I reached out to Simulation for the Nation. He did tell me that there's been a lot of requests to see what's going on with us and how we're doing and why it's been so long. So I hope this does explain some of the absenteeism there. But yeah, it's going to be tricky. Okay. Okay. So yeah, like I say, it's right now in terms of a farming business, because we're not doing any winter drilling, because we're not really looking to get the maize done, we're not kind of actively working on the land. We are just making sure the cattle are looking good, to be honest. Just keeping them fed every day, keeping them cleaned out. And then that is about it from us. So it's proven to be an easier time for myself. I guess there's one small silver lining. But yeah, what we do need to start thinking about is kind of how we're going to move machinery around, and then primarily, I guess, where that machinery is going to go. Where is our new home going to be? So like I say, we're going to find that out over the course of hopefully the next week or so as we look to try and get everything moved over. So it shouldn't be too much longer. But we'll wait and see. There we go. Yeah, everything else is working well. We didn't end up. I had a few leads for a new combine. Obviously, we didn't. We just got Roger in to come and kind of help get everything taken care of over this season. We were looking to pick one up there. I had a John Deere in mind actually, but that was looking like it was going to be expensive for us to do. But it was looking like one of the only options. Fortunately, we didn't go ahead with that yet. We'll have to see what we can find at some stage once we move. And again, though, it depends upon how much land we're going to actually own. On the arable side of things, is it going to be worth finding a combine for us to buy, or is it just going to be worth getting another contractor in to take care of that harvest there? Because that, again, that's something we'll look into closer to the time. But I would like to get my own back up again. Obviously, we had the disaster with the fire in the last combine, and that was horrendous. So this should just about do it. And we're going to take this away. This old trailer is still hanging on in here, despite it being used as the roadblock for the last kind of 3 months. Okay, we'll take that away this time. We don't need to fill it full at the moment. That'll do us. Okay. Tractors are all going to get a bigger full service, I think. They had the kind of pre-harvest check over, which was all fine, but because I've got not much else to do there, we're going to give them a full service. So transmission, engine, hydraulic oils all going to be changed. Filters are all going to be changed across the board there as well. So we're going to try and get looking into that one in the course of the next couple of days, hopefully. Okay. And then we're just going to sling this into here. Whether or not we actually get to spread this, I don't know. But it's not going to be... we'll leave that for whatever happens. Someone can find this joy out for themselves, I guess. Okay, he does it. There we go. So, I just wanted to kind of give you all a bit of an update there, really, of where we've been, why we've been hiding, really, and what that's going to look like. And yeah, for now, that's the reason why we're being a little bit quiet, really. So I hope that is understandable. We will be bringing you a bit of an update as we know more and when we can kind of figure out what the future holds for us and where that future is going to be. So stay tuned. We'll bring you another update soon. But for now, I have been Frank. I do hope you have enjoyed this this somewhat controversial update to A Dairyman's Diary, and we'll bring you more in the future. Until then, though, have yourself a great day. Enjoy what you're doing as always, and we will see you later. Catch you later.